Vinaka, namaste and good morning. A special talk back again in relation to vaccines and where we are heading. We have again the head of Vaccination Task Force for the Ministry of Health, Dr. Rachel Devi with us. Dr. Devi, we know you're really busy. Thank you again for making yourself available this morning.
Thank you, Vijay. It's a pleasure to be again. I think it's more important now than ever to talk more about this, I think, for all Fijians.
That's right, and you've based on latest statistics, you've got the first doses of AstraZeneca. 55% people already getting the vaccine.
Actually, Vijay, as of this morning, this is after yesterday's stats, we've got now 56% who are fully vaccinated. Not fully, but who have received their first dose in Fiji. And there's about 9.7% who have now received 2 doses. That makes them fully vaccinated. So we're getting closer, but still a long way to go, especially with the second doses. And I must say, just having a look at the statistics, we must realize that, the bulk of the cases for Fiji is in the Suvarnasori corridor right now. We are overwhelmed with number of cases, and our vaccination rates in Suva alone, in the Central Division alone, is 57%, and just 8.7% who are fully vaccinated. That is important to note, and we really need a lot more people out there who are still hesitant, to come forth and get the vaccines, because we're seeing a lot of unforeseen circumstances right now.
Dr. Devi, just really concerning issue is, of course, the containment zone, Lami, Suvarnasori, as you rightly pointed out. We are overwhelmed with cases. Definitely the health officials are already stretched out. You're achieving about 57% vaccination rate. What more is being done? I see you've got a great initiative that started at Albert Park with a drive-through vaccination. What more are you trying to make sure that we get those numbers up?
Thanks, Vijay. Yes, so we may have noticed that initially we were going lesser on the hours because of the curfew periods. We are exploring that opportunity of increasing our hours so that individuals can be given more ample time to get the vaccines jabbed into arms, because that is absolutely essential, because we know that, from the time you get the jab till the protection, it's few weeks away. So those few weeks are of essence, and so we're trying to really up our game in terms of getting increasing our timing, as well as now the drive-through initiative, which we're also trying to we're increasing timing from today. Although it was advertised till 4 p.m., we will finish off around 5:30, depending on how the numbers go. And we are organizing with the police to ensure that the vaccination card in itself is a passport kind of for them to go back home during the curfew hours. But obviously the date has to be appropriate for the day and not any other date that will give you a pass. So we're trying to up our game in that context of increasing our numbers on the ground and our timing on the ground in terms of, and we're also exploring more drive-through opportunities in Central Division and also in the Western Division. So we're exploring that opportunity at the moment.
There you go, great initiative, a lot of positive feedback there, Dr. Devi, and of course with assistance from police in making sure that there's some relaxation in people showing their vaccination card for their date, and can even go beyond 6 p.m. if you go a bit extra as far as getting more vaccines into the arms of Fijians. They're much better at this point in time. Now, supply of vaccines, how is that coming along?
That's a good question, Vijay, and that's an important one as well that has been actually affecting our whole rollout program in Fiji. And we know initially we obviously had some issues in terms of numbers, vaccines, the doses we had in the country, but rest assured we've been able to roll out to the whole of Fiji as we speak. And we keep getting support by Australia and New Zealand in terms of vaccines and other places as well, even through COVAX, even, so we anticipate another batch of vaccines coming from Australia tomorrow, another 70,000. And also we are currently working with New Zealand while their 500,000 commitment is there. We know we will get that later in August, but New Zealand has just taken that extra step of going and trying to secure at least something that will keep us going from now till that supply in August comes. So we are securing about 100,000 doses there for vaccinations in the coming days. So we hope to get that in the coming week or so. We do know through COVAX, through a cost sharing thing that's been happening, dose sharing thing that's been happening with the US. So we're getting a good amount of vaccines through COVAX in itself. And so these are, just be rest assured, we've got enough vaccines. We just need those arms, people to be well informed. Get away from the misinformation that's been going out, get away from all the thing that's been said that's hoax and that's just trying to confuse our minds, and get the right information, make the right decision, and don't take too long to make those right decisions, please. And get the jab earliest possible, and allow your immune system to really work it up so that you have at least a certain level of protection. So these are of essence. So doses is not an issue. We just need people to make sure they come and get their jabs. And we have seen, I must say, given the opportunity, Vijay, I must say that there have been people who have not taken their second jab from the first and the second lot of people that were jabbed from March till April. I'm encouraging every one of them out there who had that first jab to take that second jab, because that is so essential. It just literally doubles the amount of protection one would have against COVID, and leverage on that opportunity. We've got the vaccines, and get that second jab. I really want to encourage every Fijian listening right now that has got their first jab and is due for their second jab and has been hesitant in any way, come forth and get that second jab, because right now, honestly, the vaccines is what is protecting us. And we've seen that evident in Fiji. I mean, all the deaths in Fiji have been all with the unvaccinated people, or people who were just vaccinated, as in just a week or two away, and they passed away, unfortunately. And these are sad days. I mean, it's a loved one, whatever it is, to die in front of us without having vaccinated, So dose is no issue, I must say.
Dr. Devi, just in relation to the health ministry carrying a lot on their shoulders at the moment, you as the head of the vaccination task force, all the indications, even the Reserve Bank of Fiji has said that we require herd immunity to keep moving forward, to move ahead into things opening up in Fiji. Herd immunity, Fiji has set a goal of reaching 80% the target population. How is that coming along based on the supplies that are coming in? You had set the target that the earliest we could have herd immunity is by October.
Yes. So with the doses coming in, we know we've got enough doses to cover till herd immunity. But remember, our first dose, we're still sitting at about 56%. 57%. 56% I mentioned. So in order for us to get that herd immunity, we need more than 80% plus for both the doses. And not just one. And if we can administer all our first doses in the month of July and August, the earlier we get to herd immunity, the earlier life gets back to normal. But before that, the earlier we get protected from this virus. And it is so obvious that, I must say, we've seen so many hundreds of people who were within the RFMF police and even healthcare workers who were positive for COVID, but none of them had severe disease. None of them got hospitalized because they were fully vaccinated. And that's of essence to note and to see. That's evident that no one went to that extreme. And I know the commander shared with us as well that they have had no, even to the point that they were asymptomatic to a certain level, but were tested positive because of normal protocols that we do. Is almost every week we do swabbing of our teams. So that herd immunity can only be reached if we reach the first above 80% of vaccination, first dose. The second dose cannot be achieved unless we've done the first, or that's obvious. But we need us Fijians to come forth and get the first dose done. And we will go to all lengths to make sure that our people are protected from against this COVID virus, right? So that's one thing that you can be rest assured that we're trying our best at. But we need Fijians to come forth for this.
So you have about 50, just around hovering around 56% first dose. Your targets are try July and maybe the latest August to get first doses above 80%?
Yes, well, I mean, even more than 80% is great. I know some subdivisions are doing exceptionally well. I know Rewa has passed 70%. I know Ba has reached 90%.
Ba is on 91%, I saw.
Yeah, exactly. I think so. Ba is really doing well. The people of Ba have really risen and come out for vaccinations. So, and a lot of the Western divisions have come up and done vaccinations at that, I know a lot of the Western teams have, in West, all of them are above 50% now. All of them, even Tavua, Rikiriki, Nanronga, Nendi, Lotogiasau, everyone. Ba is obviously above 90 now. So they're doing really well, but obviously we need to reach that above 90, 80%. And the higher our vaccination numbers, the better the herd immunity, the better protection we have for our people and for our children as well. Right now, as we know, they're not vaccinated. I know the North will come up as we progress, because they just started their first jabs, and I think it's only been 2 weeks right now. So, but they've done really well. The Madhwata in itself has passed 53% for first doses, but overall Vanua Levu has done 41%. So not bad, but I think obviously we really need to speed up this vaccination program. And I know within the Suvarnasori corridor, all of them are above 50%. Nasinu area in itself is sitting at 61. Navua area, Serra Namosi area is sitting at 56. And I'm even hearing to the point that, Namosi, the Twin Namosi has been working with the Navua team, and he's encouraging all his people to get vaccinated and protected, because they've had previous history of measles outbreaks there and even typhoid, and they know how it feels to, undergo this. I know they're targeting 100% vaccination in those provinces. So really encouraging all people to just come up and, it's not about the numbers, it's about protecting our people. That higher the level of protection, the better, but it's, we don't want to say that, okay, we want to reach this target. Ultimately, the bottom line of reaching the target is the protection of Fijians. That's the bottom line, I'd say. And that is of essence right now, is protecting every person in Fiji against this COVID-19 virus.
Now, Dr. Devi, just also in relation to children, a lot of parents, loved ones are concerned as this vaccination is ongoing about children. The children are not back in school and won't be back in school anytime soon, with the way the cases are rising, increasing cases every day. I know they're stuck in homes, and parents are trying to look for ways to try to keep them occupied and to keep them well mentally as well. However, medically, definitely the question is being asked in relation to them getting vaccinated. There's been assessments done by certain countries. They've administered Pfizer in certain countries. Of course, Fiji will take its direction from WHO. How is that coming along?
Yes, no, that's progressing. I think because Pfizer now is currently being administered between the age of 16 to 18 years of age. And we know that age category is on the higher year levels in our schools. But having said that, it's all a supply demand issue. The whole world is battling the Delta variant around everywhere. We know now all over Australia and so many other countries actually right now are literally battling this fight with the Delta variant, which is spreading like wildfire. So the demand of vaccines literally go up. So, but we're still battling this, and we will continue to fight this fight. And if we, when possible, and whenever things get accessible, we'll have vaccines for our younger kids, because honestly, they make a good portion of our population, almost a third of our population. So, but if we can vaccinate them, I think we need to. I know people are ready to protect their children, because that's of its essence. I mean, we are seeing a good number of children being infected in a household, and with Fijian population being predominantly young, we do need to protect our people. And so yeah, we're working towards that. And I am hoping to, we're hoping to have some positive feedbacks in the coming days.
And for people to understand, as week by week, day by day, cases go up, more children are also in that list of positive cases?
Yes, that's true. Children, because I mean, every household almost has children right now. And nuclear families or extended families, there are a good number of children in that household. So that's important that we vaccinate at least those age eligible individuals. And if you have children at home that are turning 18, get them vaccinated as soon as possible. And that's important, because as soon as they turn 18, just get them registered, and or if not, just turn to a vaccination site and get them vaccinated, because we do need them protected.
Now, concerning video, especially came out last week from a doctor in Lautoka. Of course, it's been labeled as fake even by Facebook. However, a number of people had watched the video. Again, the issue about the vaccine being a mark of the beast. It's a mark by a one world government to track people and to control people, and that people are not being told about it. What's your comments on that in relation to some people who may have watched the video and still are confused about this?
Thanks, Vijay. I think it's important for people to know that how could a vaccine be a mark of a beast? It's or even to the point, how could it be tracking any individual, any soul out there? And and people have talked about even to the point of microchips, or literally no microchips to enter that needle that we've got. I mean, recently I think we've just developed a video, and we released it earlier this week with Dr. Emmy, showing a rice grain and a needle, and even that bit small enough. It's just definitely impossible for anything of that sort to be. And even if you look at the vial has literally no solid particles in them. Like it's liquid, it has the content of the vaccines, but no solid particles where you can even see. And there is no microchip that's ever been developed that's like a virus, or like a small, that's small enough that's naked to the eye. There is no microchip or any substance of that sort that any individual could track it. So, but the thing is, look, it's not the mark of the beast. It doesn't have any dangerous contents. There is no metallic contents to it, and it's all being checked within our regulatory authorities. We get the manufacturer's details of every single batch that's made out there. Every batch has its own batch reports, which our chief pharmacist, everything that comes through, our chief pharmacist has a look through that, and all these contents are there. And the last thing we as Fijians would want to bring into the country is something that will harm our people. But I must say, Vijay, that we're very privileged to have vaccines in Fiji right now. There's a lot of countries out there that are asking for access to vaccines, but they haven't gotten access to vaccines, even to the point that they've only been able to get through what they've gotten through COVAX. But we've been so privileged and blessed to have such beautiful neighbors, Australia, New Zealand, and India, just supporting us with vaccines to vaccinate our people. And Australia and New Zealand just continue to support us with this. So I think we should take the opportunity. And if people have not heard or read, now Australia has opened up the AstraZeneca as well for everyone that's consenting to get vaccinated. It's safer. And now we're seeing a lot of people are uptaking that, because that's the one means of protection for individuals. So looking at the benefit, risk benefit aspect, obviously the risk was high and the benefit is greater. Thus, they've opened it for everybody. And like in Fiji, everybody consents to the vaccine, get their jabs. So that's important. And I think getting this information out, misinformation out is it's absolutely of essence. And please don't take anything for face value. Just like a person reading the Bible, I mean, if a preacher preaches something, doesn't mean that it's, that's what, you've got to go back to the Bible and read of it as well. And any religious book for a matter. Don't be taken away by the fact that somebody is, perfect in all aspects. We've got to go back and read back, and there's science behind these vaccines. Everything is available with the WHO website, and now even with the ministry, we've tagged that to the Ministry of Health webpage. So it's important we get the right information out, I must say.
Your vaccination teams, of course, a number of places, many areas becoming areas of interest with a lot of active cases around. They go out every day to get more vaccines administered. Definitely some places you have been affected by vaccination teams getting exposed. How's the team coping?
Thanks, Vijay. I've mentioned this before, but I'll say it again. And this is of importance that, a lot of the teams have literally sacrificed so much. And they have been exposed. If a team member gets infected, the whole teams goes down. That's been affecting a bit of our teams. And I know Nasino team was affected this way recently, and even Tailevu and Suva previously as well, but they've managed to come back. And when they come back, obviously they've been back on their toes again. There is no time for us to rest or do anything, but the teams just keep going day in, day out. The minimum time they get in the weekend, even then it's data reporting, it's updating their books in terms of data and everything. So literally a lot is going on in the background, in the scenes. And I must say they are, while they're coping, they are resilient. They continue to persevere because they know, they understand. Every one of them in the team understands that they're carrying a load on their shoulders for the country. And as frontliners, this is one thing we're taught. We take an oath on it for our country, for our people. And it's time like this, which with together with the community makes us a lot stronger. So I must say, we all need the prayers. One of us, we need the prayers. We need the country to unite together and pray for all of us, so that the Lord just upholds us and keeps us going, and gives us that strength to face every single day, especially now, even more difficult times when we're seeing people die on us. Almost every day there's a death, a few deaths, I'd say, and it's not easy as healthcare workers. We have a heart. We feel for people. We feel for these young ones, even our elderly who are dying on us. We've seen 70s, people in their 70s die without being even vaccinated. So yeah, the prayers that have been covering our backs have been amazing. That has supported us to come this far, and we definitely anticipate to persevere till we've reached our goals of achieving our herd immunity in the country.
Let's talk about community participation, and also in relation to what we've got as far as statistics that are being released on a daily basis. And you see the deaths. It's either the people are unvaccinated. The youngest who has died, who was unvaccinated, was a woman who was 24 years old. The eldest is in their 80s. Now, most of them, if not all, are either unvaccinated or have just got their first dose. Now, the areas where these deaths are coming from, you've had a number of vaccination sites present in that area. What's your message to the people if they're still waiting? And you definitely have been analyzing the statistics as far as deaths and severe cases are concerned.
That's right. That's right, Vijay. We have been definitely analyzing this, and in the coming days, I'm hoping to give a lot more beefed up response in terms of the deaths and the numbers. But we have been reporting the deaths and the vaccination status of these individuals. Majority we have seen were not vaccinated, almost more than 70-80% of them, and just a few of them were jabbed, had gotten their first dose, but it was so close. Like if they had died today, they just got their first dose like last week or a week or so, a week or two away, which is not enough to protect an individual, so soon. So there is no more urgent rush to get a jab earliest possible. So if we have come to your area and for some reason at that point in time you denied the vaccine because of some misinformation you got, please get rightfully informed and turn up to any of our vaccination sites. Any of our vaccination site across Fiji closest to you is open to anybody. We have initially we did work with bubbles. We were working with areas because obviously we wanted people to stay in their own space, in their own area as we came to them. But now all the vaccination sites anywhere in Fiji is open to anyone, and they can go get vaccinated anywhere that's nearest to them. And please do so. I'm not forcing you. I'm not going to put a needle in your arm because I'm going to force you to do that. I'm not going to hold you down on that. But I'm encouraging every Fijian listening out there to my voice, just go to the nearest vaccination site and get the first jab, because without the first jab, you will not be able to get the second jab. And the faster you're able to go through that process, the faster you get protected. And I think we're already 2.5 months into the whole COVID-19 outbreak, and I'm not sure if we've peaked or not, but it's unfortunate that we're seeing people die unvaccinated when we had the vaccines in Fiji. It's unfortunate, and it's not an easy sight to see for anyone. So Vijay, basically, I'll encourage every person to make their way to a vaccine. Go and speak to a nurse, go and speak to a doctor there and ask for all the information you need, even if it be call out teams, find out all the right information, and then make that decision if you need to.
Thank you, Dr. Devi. So much that has been done by the Vaccination Task Force team, and the work continues with the new initiatives. We'll keep updating people in relation to that. Get vaccinated, people of Fiji who are eligible. I'm fully vaccinated. Dr. Rachel is fully vaccinated. You can see that we are healthy. We do not have any side effects. And we urge all of you to get vaccinated for all our people, including our frontliners who are struggling, who are really stretched out as we speak every day, with an increasing number of cases, increasing number of severe cases, increasing number of deaths. A lot more is coming the way of the health facilities and the healthcare workers. Let us work together. And thank you again. Special shout out to all the frontline workers. Keep it going, and we'll beat this together. Thank you. Thank you.